And remember that I am leaving on Thanksgiving Day for a week. So I am not teaching classes during that week, but I will have a couple of recordings in my next newsletter, so that you can always go on YouTube. I'll keep it cracks me up that it's called a handle, but that's what it's called, my YouTube handle. So you can go right to all of the videos that I posted and you can watch them anytime you want. All right, so let's start from a seated position. I hope there's not too much echo. It's really empty room here. So, but since I have this thing on, I think it might be okay. We're going to find our way to a comfortable seat on your pillow, on your blanket, or on the ground, if that's what your preference is. And we're going to let ourselves just drop into that space. So dropping in, let the earth hold you. Let your whole weight drop into the earth. And then once you feel your connection to the earth and where you are touching, then we'll try to open up and lengthen a little bit. So find our upright posture, pressing right up through the crown of the head. So we'll lift up through the heart, find that space through the chest, drop the tail at the same time. So I find it's very tempting to start to arch my back when I start to go this way. So drop your tail down. Remember, we want the neutral curves of our spine whenever we can have them. And then we'll drop the shoulders away from the ears and slide the ears back over the shoulders. There's that little drop of the chin as we slide our ears back. Let your arms be heavy. Let your shoulders be heavy. Loosen up your jaw, your mouth, your tongue. Everything gets softer now. That all the holding that we've been doing, even if you don't realize you've been doing it, all of that relaxes now when we find our way to the mat, because here's where we recharge, refresh, re-energize, fill up our gas tank, whatever, however you want to think of it. This is it. So begin to put your awareness both on your body and your breath, our two anchors to the present moment. And begin to deepen the breath. So draw the breath in through the nostrils all the way down, as deep as it'll go. Drop the diaphragm, expand the belly, lift into the rib cage, lift into the chest, and think not only of the front part of your body, but think of the back body. Think of your side bodies, this whole core. Send the breath in, create the space in the core of your body. Bring in the new, fresh prana. Whoo! Bring it in. Let go of anything that you're holding that you don't need. That goes bye-bye. We let that go. And all we have is that which is new and fresh and rejuvenating. That's what we're bringing in. We're letting go everything that's dead and old and dragging us down. All the junk, all the sludge. That's a good word, right? Let go of the sludge. Breathe it in and let it go. Let's create an intention for our practice today. Breathe it in. Let it go. All right, let's start from top to bottom. We'll start with the circle with the tip of the nose today. We'll warm up top to bottom, and then we'll start to center on the low back. And we'll circle back the other way. And then let's bring the head back to center. Remember this opening across the chest. Drop your chin towards your chest, and we'll look out to the right. That little rotation to the right. And then let's look down again, and then we'll look out to the left. And then let's look down again. The next time you breathe in, look up. We'll lift the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back and down, lift and roll. Lift and roll, lift and roll. Let's play the piano a little bit. All the fingers and the thumbs. And then let's interlace our fingers and circle our wrists, which takes us a little bit more into our hand and fingers with our fingers interlaced. Circle the other way, if you can figure that one out. And then let's press the palms out and up. Relax your shoulders. Just press your palms right up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. As we exhale, we'll do our first little rotation to the right. So baby rotation, we're not going very far. Let your head look a little bit further over your right shoulder. And then the next time you breathe in, we'll come right back around to center. Let's interlace our fingers the opposite way. So interlace them the way you like to, and then take them apart and interlace them the other way. And then we'll press the palms out. So another little stretch for the fingers, stretch for the hands and palms. We'll inhale up and exhale. Let's rotate to the left. So starting to sneak into the low back a little bit, turn your head, look over your shoulder, keep your chin level to the floor. And then let's unwind the next time you breathe in. And we're going to change the cross of the legs. If your legs are straight, then they can stay straight. Let's do a circle around. Ooh, I hear things creaking, crunching. And then we'll circle the other way. Oh, this always helps me loosen up my low back a little bit and take in a little bit of information, which is always good, learning to listen to our bodies. And then all the way back up will come, and let's straighten out the legs now, everybody will, and we'll circle the ankles around. And then the other way. And then let's come to our hands and knees. We'll do our cat, cow, and hands and knees today. So right into the low back. I feel like this is the best position to do cat, cow because our pelvis is free from the floor. So you have a little bit more range of motion. So hands are on the floor, fingers are spread, or you're on your fists, or you're on your forearms. Look down. Remember, we want to try and find mountain alignment best we can. So slide your shoulders away from your ears and lift through your abdominals. So we want a neutral spine to start with. And then take a look at your feet. Your feet are going to disappear behind your legs. So they're going to totally disappear. So instead of having your big toes together, move them out. Take a breath. And as we exhale, we're rounding the back up, chin to chest, tail to chin. And then as we inhale, we'll move into cow. So let yourself move gently, slowly, mindfully from cat to cow. Let's take another breath in, another breath out. And then we'll find our way to neutral and let's go side to side. So we'll let the hips rock to the left, look over your right shoulder at your feet. Inhale through the middle and exhale, hips rock to the right and look over your left shoulder at your feet. So we'll go back and forth a few times, both sides. Let's go one more time each direction. And then let's come back to the center and extend the right leg. We're going to strengthen the back core of the body here. Point your big toe to the floor. So it's a little internal rotation. When and if you're ready, the left arm is going to lift up. Engage through your abdominals. So you're lifting your abdominals towards your spine. Breathing. And then let's put the hand down and float the toes to the floor. We'll stretch the calf, the back of the leg, the foot, the toes. And then we'll bring the knee underneath. Let's extend the left leg now. Left leg comes back behind, maybe parallel. Maybe you keep your big toe on the floor somewhere in between. Internally rotate the leg. When you're ready, the right arm is going to lift. Try to keep it next to your ear. That's really going to turn on the muscles in your back or upper back. Lift through the abdominals. Abdominals are lifting right up towards the spine. We're breathing. And then we'll put the hand down and float the toes to the floor. A little press back into the foot. And then let's pull the knee underneath. Let's tuck all of our toes. Slide your hands forward of your shoulders. Let's lift to our down dog. And we'll drop right into our heels here. So let your heels drop towards the floor. Spread your hands nice and wide. Fingers are wide. Press your weight forward in your hand. Your heels don't come down. It's okay. Relax that space between your shoulders if you can. Let your head hang. We'll take a couple breaths. I love down dog for building upper body strength, especially for women, really important. If it's too much for you, don't let your feet and your hands be so far apart. We'll take another breath. And then let's walk our feet forward towards our hands and our hands back towards our feet, and we'll find our way into our forward fold. Bend your knees a lot, and let's stand up, chin to chest. And then we'll lift the head and come into mountain pose. Let's bring our hands together in front of the heart center. Inhaling, opening up. Oh, get big. Exhale, right off the cliff we go. Swan dive. Let your head hang down. Come part way up, breathing. And exhale. Keep your knees a little bit bent so you can push up all the way. Inhale. And exhale your hands to your heart. Again. Inhale, be buoyant to take up lots of space. Exhale, this is fun. All the way over, part way up. Exhale, fold it over. And inhale. Exhale your hands to your heart. Again, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, fold. Part way up. Get long. Exhale, hang. Inhale and reach. And exhale your hands to your heart. Let's interlace our fingers. Index fingers pointing. Up they go. Soften up your knees. Take a breath. Exhale over towards the right. So come into our moon. And then inhale. Nice strong core. Exhale over to the left. We'll just flow with the breath. Inhale. Let's do a little back bend on the exhalation. Inhale, center. Let's do it all again. Exhale over to the right side. You don't have to go so far if you don't want to. Inhale. You could stay really close to the center. Exhale over to the left. Both feet heavy. Inhale. And exhale to the back. Inhale, center. Let's float the arms to the waist. Take your feet a little wider, shoulder distance. Let's do a circle around. So trying to focus on the low back, taking us into the low back in a number of different ways. I also like to approach the low back from each side. So core strengthening posture. Let's go the other way. A core strengthening movement, I guess would be a better way of saying it. Keep your knees a little bit soft. And then all the way up we come. Let's put our feet back together. So they're hip distance apart, and we'll start doing a couple balancing postures. So let's do knee to chest today. We'll stand on the right foot, start to float the left leg up until you can capture it, and then open up the heart again. Draw the shoulders back, draw the ears back, find your gaze point. Breathe. Going to take a couple more breaths. Come in and out as you need. One more breath. And we'll release. Remember, standing on bare floor is a lot easier. I got a bare floor underneath me today. It's a lot easier than on the rug. You can also step off your mat. Let's shift over to the left foot. We'll float the right knee up, take hold of it. Bring the knee to you, open up the heart, ears over shoulders, and breathe. Taking us past that 10-second mark, an important mark for longevity, being able to stand on one leg more than 10 seconds, which we do all the time. It's a great part of our practice. Let's take another breath. And then let's release. Let's do a shake and a shake. Woo, loosen it up a little. All right. Let's move to palm tree pose. I know we've been doing this a lot lately, but I've been looking at my feet a lot lately and saying, wow, I'm glad I do yoga because my feet still look like they did when they were 25 years old. The truth, just from moving them around a lot in all different ways. So let's do it with our hat. We're going to interlace our fingers and put on our hat. So in and out 3 times. The third time we'll hold it. So inhaling, we're going to lift to the balls of our feet and toes, press your palms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to come back down again. All right, let me say something before we do it the next time. Notice what your feet are doing. They're going like this and like this and like this. And all of those little joints and connective tissue and everything is getting a nice little massage. And it's moving in ways that it doesn't when we put our shoes on. So just pay attention this time. Maybe you did last time, but pay attention again. All right, let's inhale. We're going to take off the hat. Palm comes up all the way to our toes as we exhale. Just feel those feet doing all their little movements. It's so cool. Let's do it again. This time we're going to hold. So inhaling up and then keep breathing. Find your gaze point. Pay attention to your feet. Pay attention to your toes. Breathe. And then let's release. Put on your hat and come back down. Let's release the arms. We're going to bring them to this position. All right, first you can see your hands right next to you, and then you're going to slide them back, slide them back, slide them back until they disappear. Turning on the back muscles, soften up your knees. Turn them on, breathe. You can feel your back getting stronger, can't you? All right, let's release. Do a shake. Shake, shake, shake. We're going to step to the front of our mat. We're going to do warrior 1, and we're going to go into warrior 3 from there. So warrior 3 is the balance. It's going to strengthen our back. So stepping towards the front of your mat, so you've got more behind you than in front of you. We're going to find our mountain pose alignment here, and then step your right foot back and turn your right foot out so that it's pointing to the upper right corner of your mat. Going to bend your left knee over ankle. All I can see is my big toe. And some of you might have a much wider stance. Okay, wide is very relative here. Okay, you decide where you're comfortable. Turn your right hip to the front edge of the mat. Let's lift up the arms. Here we are in warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Feel the 4 corners of your feet. They should feel like they have equal weight on them. And then to strengthen the back, we're going to go into the balancing posture. So we'll let the weight shift to the left foot, come to the right big toe. Think about where you're headed. Now, when we come more parallel to the floor, it's going to be harder to keep your arms next to your ears. So maybe your arms come out to T instead. So you decide where you're headed. Point your right toe to the floor. Your arms are lifting towards your ears or out to T. Breathe. Let's step the right foot back, bend the left knee over ankle. All I can see is my big toe. We land in warrior 1 again. And then let's release. Building strength in the back, building strength in the legs. Let's go to the other side. So the left foot is going to step back, turn the right foot out. So you've got your left foot out. So you've got your whole foot on the floor. Right knee bends, knee over ankle. All I can see is my big toe. We're dropping the tail, engaging the abdominals. And then the arms come next to the ears. Relax the shoulders. So we're not pinching our shoulders up to our ears. Nice and relax there. Press back into the left heel. Now let's make our journey to the balancing posture. And if that's not for you today, then don't go. Stay here. All the choices you get to make for your practice because it's yours. And when you're ready, now you've really got to work the upper body here to keep your arms where they are. I like a little softness through the right knee still. Point your left toes to the floor and don't forget to breathe. Let's step back, warrior 1. Land gently, mindfully, and then let's release. Let's do a little shake. All right, we're going to come back to the mat. So let's do a dive down. Swan dive, follow your hands, come back into your dog. So you're back in your down dog, and we're going to come into plank and hold this for a couple of breaths. You don't like holding plank, put your knees down, hold half plank. Make sure you've got some engagement through your abdominals. This is going to help your back. And then we'll all come to half plank. To the floor we go. When you get to the floor, relax. Any position you like. Soften your shoulders. Soften your back. Soften your face. And then let's take the arms out overhead. We're going to look down, lift up the left leg, try to get your knee off the floor, and lift up your right arm. Again, if it's too much for you to have that arm overhead, bring it out to T instead. So we've got the left leg and the right arm lifting. And then we'll put them down. You're still looking down. You're going to lift up the right leg, try to get the knee off the floor, and the left arm. Palms are pointing down. Relax your jaw, relax your face, breathe. And then we're going to release and change the position of the arms. So the arms are going to come beside us, palms down. We're still looking down. Your shoulders, because your palms are down, have lifted just a little bit away from the floor. We're going to lift both of our legs up. So now we're in locust pose. Strengthening the back. Breathe. Amazing how much work this little lift is, right? We're going to take a couple more breaths. And then let's lower down, put your arms in any position that you like. Turn your head to one side, bend your knees. Let's let the legs drop side to side. And then let's put the feet down and let's push back up to our hands and knees. We're going to thread the needle from here. So rotation from table. So in this position, I like to put a little bit more space between my knees. I just feel like once I get into the twist, it's a little bit more secure. So my knees are about shoulder distance apart. Let's take the right arm underneath the torso in between the knee and the left arm, and we're going to put the shoulder and the head on the floor without a lot of pressure on the head. So if there's a lot of pressure on your head, scoot your hips back a little bit closer to your feet. If you can't get your shoulders and your head to the floor, then fill in the space with a pillow or a blanket or whatever you've got there. So now we've rotated the spine, trying to get us back into our low back. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand and slide that arm and make it a little bit longer on the floor. And either keep your left hand here or wrap it around behind you or let it hang in the air. However you feel like you get the best twist and the deepest stretch for your back and shoulder. Let's breathe into the back, into the shoulders. And then we'll put the left hand on the floor, push yourself up, and let's go to the other side. So the left arm is going to slide underneath, palm is up, your shoulder and head come to the floor. You got that space between your knees that makes you feel like you've got a nice little tripod. Let's take hold of the wrist, left wrist with right hand, slide the arm a little bit longer. Remember to fill in the space under your shoulder and head with a pillow if you need to. Decide where your right arm is going. I'm going to keep mine right where it is. And the next time you breathe in, let's unwind. Push your right hand into the earth and up we come. And then let's have a seat. Let's have a seat so the right leg is bent and the left leg is straight. If you would like to sit on your blanket or pillow, this is a good time to do it. So we're going to be folding over the leg, Janu Shirshasana, and rotating it. Okay, so we'll start by looking out over the left leg. I've got my right leg bent and I've got my foot on my thigh, but if that doesn't work for you, it can be wherever it lands. Find your sitting bones. Flex your foot a little bit. Maybe, you don't have to. Just gives you a little bit more, gives your leg a little bit more energy and attention. Here's our hip crease. We're going to fold out over the leg. Take a breath. Hinge without dropping your chest. Let your chest reach out over your toes. Maybe you're finding your toes. Maybe you've got a strap. Maybe your hands landed on the ground. Now, the next time you breathe in, let's unwind, lift away from the leg. And then we'll wind and take a look out over the right knee. So I've got this rotation happening in my spine. I'm going to reach my left hand for my left foot. Right arm is going to lift up. And then exhale. We've got our shoulders stacked over our leg. Let's reach, 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 reach. Inhale yourself up. Now nice and tall. We'll exhale and rotate to the right. So the whole torso is rotating. We're still in our sitting bones. The head is looking now over your shoulder as far as it can. Release your shoulders away from your ears. And then we'll unwind on an in-breath. Let's change sides. So now your left leg is bent, your right leg is straight. You may or may not flex it. Like I said, when you flex your foot, it just brings a little bit more energy into your leg. Kind of makes it feel like it's alive and part of the posture. We're going to turn towards the foot. So a little rotation, find your sitting bones. Without losing the opening in the heart center, we're lengthening out over the foot. So wherever you land, drop into the left hip. So you're making sure that you get that stretch through the left side of your back. Relax your shoulders. And then we'll release on an in-breath. Unhinge, rotate so that you're looking at the left knee. Reach for your right foot with your right hand. Left arm lifts up now. Take a breath, and as we exhale, we're going to try to reach the left hand to the right foot as well. Heavy through the left sitting bone here. Breathe. Feel that grand opening through the left side of the body. Big stretch through the side body. This is a stretch for quadratus lumborum, QL. It's a muscle that we can only reach when we're stretching sideways. And then let's release, get tall, in all the way up, and then exhale. Let's twist to the left. Relax your shoulders, neck, and face. And then we'll unwind on an in-breath, keep the spine long. Let's take the legs wide. Again, this would be an excellent place, especially if your hamstrings are tight, to sit on your pillow, on your blanket. Just gives you that little extra I call it a cheat, kind of a tip forward. Let's take a breath as we exhale. We're going to exhale to our forward fold. Again, trying to reach the low back. Legs could be closer together. Legs can be bent. You decide how you want this to feel. Keep the heart lifted. So we still have our mountain alignment from our tail to our crown. It's just a little different orientation. Breathe to where you feel stretch. I feel it in my back. I feel it in my inner thighs. Feet can be flexed or feet can be relaxed. You choose what feels best for you. And then we'll release on an in-breath. Come all the way back up, sliding the legs together or tapping them together. Let's tap them once we get them together. And then find the length through your spine. If you're on a pillow, come off of it. At this point, we're going to bend the knees, hold on underneath your knees. Let's rock to the sacrum, lift the feet off the floor. So here we are with our heart lifted, a nice little, I think, a mild variation of boat pose. You could straighten your legs and make it harder. You could let go and make it harder. Whatever you do, try to keep your heart lifted. I like it here. So using the strength of the core of your body to balance here. Breathe. And then let's either put your feet down and use your abdominals to get to the floor, or if you're not compromised in any way, go ahead and just rock back to your back. Pull your knees to your chest, give yourself a hug, and we'll get used to being on our backs. Little rock side to side. And then let's put the left foot on the floor and cross the right leg over the left. We'll pick up the left foot. Right hand is going to travel in between the legs, and both of our hands will find their way around the left shin or underneath the left knee. Relax your shoulders back to the floor. In fact, let's not work hard at all here. Let's just let our hands and our forearms do most of the work. And let's release. Let's uncross. Straighten your pelvis if you need to. We'll cross the other way. Left crosses right, right foot lifts. Left arm, you can see it a little better on this side. My left arm goes through that space and wraps around my right shin. Shoulders melt back to the earth. Enjoy the stretch. Enjoy the stretch of the big muscles of the hip. Breathe into it. Let the breath relax your body and those big muscles. And then we're going to release that stretch. Uncross. Let's put our hands on our kneecaps and let's massage the low back with a circle. And then we'll circle the other way. And then let's put our feet down right underneath our knees. So we feel the four corners of our feet. We'll bring our hands down beside us. Eyes are on the ceiling. Let's inhale into bridge. And then let's exhale and lower down. So let's do a little work here. So we're going to inhale up, exhale down. If you feel like you want to just stay in bridge pose, then go ahead. But I'm going to come in and out and take the extra little massage that comes along with it. So up and down we go. Follow your breath. Let's take two more breaths. And then finally lower down. Let's let the knees drop to the left. We're going to move the arms out of the way. Optional right arm coming up next to your ear. Both feet are on the floor. Let's relax here. And then let's release the knees to the center and over to the right side. So my feet haven't left the floor. Now I'm going to let my left arm lift up next to my ear. So that gives me a big, long left side of the body here. My right arm is just out of the way. And let's bring our knees back through the middle. Let's hug them both into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a little rock from side to side. And then let's reach down for our feet. We'll come into our happy baby. Keep rocking if that feels good for you. Another big stretch for the low back here, hopefully. And now let's release the feet, put them back on the floor again, straighten them all the way out. We're going to bring our arms up overhead, walk your feet to the left, both feet to the left without rolling to your left hip. So the back is flat. And then both shoulders and your arms. And then take hold of your right wrist with your left hand and give yourself a big stretch up the right side. And then let's release the right wrist and we'll slide our feet over to the other side, to the right side. Slide your shoulders and arms that direction, and then let your right hand give your left wrist a little love and give your left arm some length. And then let's slide back into the middle. And if there's any other posture now that calls to you, offer it to yourself now. Otherwise, we're coming into our place for relaxation, constructive rest, or Shavasana, or another posture that calls to you. And we'll spend the last few moments of our practice in integration, body, mind, and spirit, allowing energy to flow where it's needed. And now is our time for rejuvenation, for letting go and getting out of the way. Letting the prana, the life force energy of the universe, flow where it's needed. And all we need to do is let go. So let go again and again and again. Let the breath become light, quiet, and easy through your body. Relax a little bit more and a little bit more. And still a little bit more. Let's begin to deepen the breath again. Let fingers and toes begin to move. Let your head turn from side to side. Feel the energy moving through your body. And then let's bend our knees one at a time. We'll roll to the right side, come to fetal position, and take a moment to just be here. Noticing what it's like to be here, how it feels in your body to be here. And let's invite gratitude into our practice today and every day, and especially this week of Thanksgiving, just allowing gratitude to flow for all the blessings in your life and this most magnificent blessing of a body and breath and a practice that keeps us moving, keeps us present. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself up. Use your hands, push yourself up. We'll bring our hands together in front of the heart as we close our practice together. To honor yourself for who you are, just as you are, just as you were intended to be. We honor each other in the same way. We honor all people and all the creatures of the earth. We honor this earth and feel gratitude for the many gifts that we enjoy in abundance every day. We feel our connection to each other, to all people, to all beings, and to all things on earth. And let's share our voices in the sound of our practice, in the sound of Om, taking a deep breath together. Om. Om. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. And thank you. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Let me take a card for us and see. I trust the process of life. That's a good one for someone who's moving. See if I can read this with my glasses. There is a rhythm and flow to life, and I am part of it. Life supports me and brings to me only good and positive experiences. I trust the process of life to bring me my highest good. All right. Yay. That's good for everybody this week, right? So thank you all. Have a great holiday. Safe travels. Thank you. And I'll
Thank you.
see you again on December 3rd. You'll
Safe
still get my
travels.
newsletter. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Happy
Thank you
Thanksgiving.
so much.
Thank
Thank
everybody.
you.
Great class.
Thank
Fabulous
you.
class.
Thank you.